I was working with a client yesterday, and they're a CEO of a company that's turning over several million, and they have a leadership team of around six individuals. And one of the questions that we talked about is how can we be more accountable for what we say and what we do. And there's a number of things that I've noticed within organizations that the accountability and the follow-up isn't as efficient as it could be. And it's how you set it up. It's like in sales, it's never about the close. The close of a sale is much more smoother, much more easier when they're set up. So do you set the expectations at the start? So in the sale, whether it's around budget, around timescales for making the decisions, who make the decisions, what's the need to make the decisions. So if all those things are addressed, it's called, in old school sales, let me just do it. In old school sales, it's like chasing the no. So when you chase the no, what you're doing, you're eliminating all the objections during the process of the conversation. So when the close occurs, so to speak, it's just a question of a when, not an if. So same with accountability. So there's several questions that you can set up at the start to ensure that whatever you are you want the team to deliver on, they actually deliver, and not come up with what I call everyday Tourette's excuses. The excuses that we all have, I got too busy, the internet went down, I didn't get that bit of information, somebody was ill, blah blah blah. We have all these reasons in our forte that we have ready to justify why we haven't done what we say we're going to do. So this is a couple of things that I sort of encourage you to do. Say if you're in a meeting and you've got a number of projects that all the senior leadership need to work on, and there might be one project where each senior leader has a part to play, or there's a particular project or particular tasks that a leader needs to address, that needs to be completed, which means that other people within the organization can carry on. So this is one of the ways that's really effective. So when you've agreed on a task and a leader is said, right, I will deliver, I will address this thing, and today's Monday, by the following Wednesday, so in 10 days time, I will come back with XYZ. So right at that point, when they commit to that, a great question to ask, based on your current diary, based on the commitments that you currently have between now and then, is there any reason why you won't be able to deliver? So what you're addressing there is things they already know about that may get in the way. So you're asking them to look at their current diary to see what's in the way, and hopefully they will say, no, there's no reason. I'm looking at my diary, I've got that to do, I've got this to do, I've got that to do, but none of those things should impact me delivering on that thing on Wednesday. Great. Second question to ask is this. Is there anything us as your fellow leaders, your fellow counterparts, can do to help you to deliver on that? Is there anything that we can help? And again, what you're doing there is giving that person the opportunity to seek assistance if they need it, without thinking, or do they, and you're giving them the opportunity to do that. And again, they may say, yes, actually, could you do this thing for me? Or actually, could you speak to so-and-so, because I will need their assistance on this. And if you could speak to them, it will make it easier for me to ask them for that help. So you just sort of setting the tone. The third thing is this, and this is the key thing, is about being in communication. It's about saying to them, look, if life happens, business happens, things come out of left field, it always does. Between now and then, the request is this. If between now and then something occurs, that means there's going to be a challenge in terms of you're delivering that thing on the Wednesday, please be in communication by XYZ. What you don't want to occur is come the following Wednesday, when the commitment is there, and they give the reasons why said agreement has not been delivered on. What you want to ensure is that they're in communication during that process. So say something occurs 2 days later, which means there's going to be a massive challenge of them delivering on that task the following Wednesday. Somebody has asked me to do this, our clients come back with X, which means I'm going to be challenged in terms of delivering that thing. If they're now in communication with the leadership team, one of 2 or 3 things will occur. They all agree, yeah, actually, you delivering on that piece of work is going to be a challenge. We need to revise the deadlines. Great, very simple. Second thing is, actually, somebody might say, I could do that, or we could help with that, which means you can still deliver because you're in communication. A third thing that occurs is that person says, well, actually, this has occurred now, I can't deliver. However, if you or they were able to do this for me or take this on, I can. So then you're having a communication on priorities and what's important, what's not important. Another scenario is to actually question, because sometimes when we put a request in and we say something from our point of view, we want something done, it's always urgent and important. The urgency thing is the thing that we need to question. Somebody might say, can you do this for me? I need it by Thursday. Have a reasonable pushback. So, okay, actually, I can't get that back to you on Friday, but I can get it back to you the week after. Would that be okay? And what you're challenging is the actual urgency. Because we always like to think that the thing that we want is really urgent. And what you can get by being in communication is actually, I don't really need it by Thursday. I'd like to have it Thursday because it just makes my life easier, but I don't really need it Thursday. Next Monday will do. What that does then, it allows you to create some space and not think everything is urgent, because we don't challenge enough. If you challenge in an appropriate, professional way, what you're asking someone is it really urgent? Because if it is really urgent and you need it by then, I can, but what it means is I can't do X, Y, Z. And if I do X, Y, Z, that's going to be a challenge over there. And we tend to not appropriately challenge back in a way that allows other people to think twice, because we're always going to be, put our need at the top and not appreciate where someone else is at. And the only reason that happens is we're not in communicate. We communicate, this is what I want, where's that thing, I need that report, have you sent that email? But we're not in communication by saying, well, I'm in this position, I need this, where are you at, can you do this for me? And if we get senior leaders, especially across themselves, but also the senior leaders with their teams being in communication, you're going to have a much more productive workforce. A little bonus tip is for me. Email is one of the worst ways of communicating. However, I completely appreciate email is needed to create the paper trail, to evidence what has happened. Be in communication via phone call, voice note, whatever. Once the communication has occurred, there's no problem in sending an email to confirm what's been agreed. What's really troubling is we communicate by email, could create a paper trail, but then sometimes out of context, sometimes misunderstanding, sometimes you don't see the email, which means you create delays, which means tasks are not delivered on. So there's some simple, effective techniques to help you create more of an accountability culture within the team by being in communication at the very start of setting tasks and managing expectations. So I hope that helps. Tune in for more tips around, if there's any things around leadership, team development, productivity, effectiveness that you would like me to address, drop me a DM and I'm happy to create a video around that. Happy days, take care.